Welcome back, everybody. As celebratory as weddings can be, they can also be a big source of waste and carry a large carbon footprint. But with a little consideration, you can turn your white wedding green.
And it also doesn't have to be hard or break the bank. Here with eco-friendly, entertaining ideas is event planner Rebecca Wise. Welcome back, Rebecca.
Rebecca, I have to admit, when I got married many years ago, I wasn't thinking about the environment. And I feel like I'm not alone. It's just not something that pops into people's minds when they're planning their dream wedding. So as somebody who does plan a lot of events, where do you see typically the most waste?
Most waste is definitely food and flowers, but the good news is there is a lot of different ways where we can reduce waste in those areas. Lots of different tips that we're going to talk about right now.
Okay, so let's start with the food. How can people make greener choices when it comes to what they're serving?
So a lot of people are moving to vegetarian options anyway for health reasons, but what most people don't know is that a vegetarian diet has half the carbon footprint of a meat eater's diet. And caterers nowadays are doing some really incredible things with vegetarian cuisine.
Okay, so let's talk about the options that you brought today. What do we have here?
Okay, so today, these items come from Elite Catering. They have a 3,000 square foot garden that they produce a lot of their herbs and a lot of their heirloom vegetables, so you're gonna try some today.
Oh, okay. Nice.
These are a caprese salad with some yellow and red cherry tomatoes, some extra virgin olive oil, buffalo mozzarella in a Parmesan cup.
So pretty.
So pretty. Look at those colors, right?
Yeah.
We also have some vegan pulled pork jackfruit sliders. Yep, with a cabbage slaw, a lemon dressing on a vegan bun. So a lot of times we get asked for vegan options as well. And then we also have a southern fried oyster mushroom on a waffle square with a maple syrup, Elite's own maple syrup aioli.
Wow.
You have to talk
Really
next, so I'm going to eat this.
Please keep eating.
Now, with any event, there's always food waste because,
Yes.
I mean, everybody thinks they have this formula. You invite so many people, you expect them to eat this much, and then you add a little bit more on top. There's no really, like, you know, a solution for it. So probably there's a lot of waste going. Do venues compost?
I would say most venues have just gotten on the recycling train. So we are still years away from seeing venues compost, and hopefully they will get there. What most people don't know is that rotting food produces methane, and methane is 20 times worse for the environment than CO2.
Wow.
So methane's really bad. Venues don't compost. Food waste goes right into landfill. So it's this systemic problem. So Waste Not Farms is a company that has provided a solution for that. They bring you compost facilities to your event. At the end of the event, they come, they take all the food waste, all the compost back to their facility. So it's the perfect solution.
That's so great. I love it. Now, let's say you didn't want to do that, because I imagine there's a cost associated. Is composting something you can request your venue do?
So anything can be requested by the venue. Just do it before you sign that contract. Make sure all your negotiating is done before you sign on that dotted line. If the venue can't bring it in themselves or they won't bring it in themselves, you can ask them to maybe help you with the cost of bringing in composting and recycling to the venue. And you can also ask your venue to donate leftover food to shelters and food banks. That's really important. There's a new app called Food Rescue. So it connects caterers and venues with charitable organizations. They can see what's available online, and then they go and they happily pick it up.
That is terrific.
That is really good. So what other options might people consider when they're picking a venue?
So you can choose a venue and a reception, or ceremony location and reception that are all in one place. You're not asking guests to travel back and forth from different locations. You can choose a venue that's got a ton of natural light, so you don't have to actually light it as much as you would somewhere that's very, very dark. And a lot of venues you can ask, a lot of venues now use energy efficient appliances and some biodegradable products.
And now you can compost not just the food, but actual plates and cutlery as well, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. So there are tons of new biodegradable products coming out. These plates and cutlery that you see here, these are biodegradable. These are perfect for takeaway stations. So food stations, dessert displays, past appetizers, because people will often eat and then toss it. If we're going to use single-use items, just go biodegradable, and then everybody feels a little bit better about it.
That's so great. What are they made of? What's the material?
So all renewable sources, bamboo, palm leaf. I've actually seen edible ones made out of wheat bran, believe it or not, so all biodegradable.
So you can eat your fork.
You could? Yes, you could.
I'm in.
So let's talk about decor, because you say that that's an area area where we can definitely bring sustainable into the event, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There are crazy online communities where people are posting all of their decor. Things are bought for their wedding. They're used once, they're used for one day, and then people don't know what to do with it. So it's this incredible secondhand economy online where past brides and grooms make money back. They're like, okay, I'm gonna, get some of that money back that I spent. And then new brides and grooms are not only saving money, but they're also using things that are in really, really good shape, and these items are not going to landfill, so everybody's happy.
I know when I went wedding dress shopping, I found my perfect dress, and then afterwards I happened to go online, and I found it at a used place for like 1/3 of the cost. I was like, oh! And because sometimes these dresses aren't even worn. Some people buy multiple dresses and then they decide to sell one of them. So that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's huge.
Yeah, people are buying their dresses online. They're selling their dress. Look, you wear your dress for one day, and then it goes either in a box or it goes in your closet forever. And not just dresses, wedding dresses. We also have bridesmaids dresses. You can buy veils online. Veils are costly. They're worn for maybe an hour out of the whole day. I got this veil, which retails at over $200 for $100 on Kijiji. Got it for half the price.
There you go.
Way smarter. Okay, let's move over to the other table because it's time to talk florals. Flowers are a big part of a wedding, but as you mentioned earlier, they are also a big part of the waste.
Yes.
What can you do about it?
So everybody loves flowers. They're gorgeous, they're fragrant, they make it feel decadent. At the end of an event, if guests don't take the flowers home, I have seen staff go around with a black garbage bag chucking the flowers into the garbage. And it's just the saddest thing ever because they're beautiful. So the Violet Hearts Project is an organization where you can arrange for them to come to your wedding after, and anything that's left over, they take back to their facility, they refresh the flowers, they restyle the flowers, and then they deliver them to hospitals, hospices, and long-term care facilities.
Love
It's
it.
wonderful.
And you also say that getting decor that does double duty is a great way to be more eco-friendly. So describe what that
Yeah,
involves.
it just means, give each of your items another job, right? So as you can see, these little cactuses and the little succulents, they're also escort card holders. So your guests know where they're sitting, but it's the favor, so people can take it with them at the end of the night. So they have two jobs. You can also have your centerpieces be composed of herbs. So your guests, if they want, they can take some parsley or some rosemary and put it right on their dish. After the wedding, it's planted again. And have your favors also be edible. Put them in reusable glass jars. So again, it's really eliminating the waste, and it's things people want, like honey or coffee or olive oil.
Yes. Weddings often involve a lot of paper and a lot of printing. And I know for myself, we decided to do our seating cards with plantable paper, which we thought was really a nice gesture too. So what are some ways that people can be more eco-friendly?
Eco brides and grooms are definitely going the plantable route, and I love that you said that. So this is all biodegradable, plantable stationery from Botanical Paper Works. This paper is biodegradable, but it also houses miniature seeds so that when it's disposed of or when it's planted in your garden, it sprouts flowers.
So lovely.
Yeah, and then if you want to stay away from disposable paper products completely, a really nice way is to go with hand lettering. Hand lettering, you take a beautiful antique piece, or you take a gorgeous mirror or a unique piece of furniture, and guests get the same information. They find out where they're sitting or they find out where they're going, and you don't have the disposable element.
One of the most well-known traditions at a wedding is when the partners leave the venue after the ceremony and you either throw rice or confetti, but that can be pretty wasteful too, right? Bad for the environment.
A lot of confetti these days it's plastic. You're literally throwing pieces of plastic at people, which is it's gross when you think about it.
Yeah.
So you can get amazing biodegradable confetti. There's some here that's actually made out of that same seed paper as the invitation, so it'll plant flowers and plant seeds. You can go the plant route as well and do rose petals and lavender, which is really beautiful. And then these are a lot of fun. These are petal pops, and the plastic is recyclable, so don't worry. And you just open it up and
Oh, that's so sweet.
all over the bride and groom.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, Rebecca, thank you so much for these amazing suggestions. Okay. For our recap, visit thesocial.ca after the show. We'll be back before you know it.